Welcome back to Ace Attorney.
We're gonna hear our Mr. McGilded's testimony now.
And I believe there's actually a fifth person there.
Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? To be sure I have, my lord. There are now two matters of which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why didn't you conceal the fact from the police? Beg it, no, 'tis not the nature to hide anything at all.
Just answer the questions, please.
The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell yous all or keep me mouth shut?
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded?
The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and other man was another passenger. It's true! And 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened.
You... What?
Evading a criminal. Great. Not as serious charge as murder, but...
Still doesn't look good. Better than being caught as a murderer, though. No. Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I surely you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was... Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I'm not in any way involved, you see.
What?
If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd had assumed she'd done it. They'd had hauled her into the courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord.
Oh my god, is that enough of his shit? Poor Van Zeek has basically been the whipping boy of this entire trial.
And he's actually a really good prosecutor.
He's probably just thinking, this is what I get for taking 5 years off. Everyone thinks I'm a joke now. They're treating me like I'm a fucking gag. That's probably what he's thinking. Oh my god.
Like,
Just look at
he's done. Like,
he's like
maybe I shouldn't have come back.
He's like, this is not worth it.
And who was this young child of whom you speak? That I don't know. You don't know? Well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw it before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls the witnesses' statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in the courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings.
What? What's going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruhado. Cover your face.
Bailiff! Don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. When we get back, start checking everything. When we get back.
Right, I forgot to read that line. We hurriedly removed the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid a scene of chaos, as people stammer over one another their desperation to flee the chamber, we had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended.
To be continued. Might as well.
Mm-hmm.
February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey defendant's attorney.
Antechamber.
Antechamber.
What on earth just happened there?
Mr. Naruto, I managed to find out what happened.
Ms. Sasato?
I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke.
Smoke grenade? Sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use.
They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial is starting again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
There were a lot of those. Flee the courtroom? Why?
Well, there was a young girl of around 15, I hear.
A young girl? Then could it be another passenger that Mr. McGildy was just talking about?
My thoughts exactly.
So he wasn't lying. What became of Mr. McGildy then? There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here.
I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's chamber to answer questions. Along with the young girl.
Who is she, I wonder? What was she doing here at the trial? She's taking a huge risk. For what possible benefit to her?
There's another matter that's troubling me.
That is?
The 20 pence.
Oh,
According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there was in fact 5. Oh wait, that's right.
but now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers.
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
That's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will be, will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away.
Well, whoever she is, I imagine the young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine if she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
We'll know soon enough, Miss Sasato.
Yes. Okay. Ugh. Is this... I mean, it would have been less incriminating if he was left-handed.
I see.
And that was not there before. Wait.
What's wrong?
You didn't look at the skylight.
What about it?
Never mind.
What's wrong?
I thought there was blood on the skylight too.
There's a young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance.
Well, after the rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Von Zietz.
My lord. I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled the proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced type of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious, the army? What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery. but she was caught. Now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such a pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? If I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded? I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is it that we last years in the first place, and why is she trying to wholesale that? 'Tis all tied up in the events of the night, so it is. Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony.
She doesn't even know what's going on. She can't even hear, can she? We don't even have her in here.
She hasn't introduced herself yet.
That's the issue.
You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case.
He's so regretting coming out of retirement.
He's like,
Should have just stayed home. Should have just stayed home.
You should have just went back to whatever you were doing before he said to come out of retirement.
Just what did happen that night? Not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything.
Poor innocent. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus as promptly nodded off. Then for grapple, that thought of the wee scream woke me up in a fair start. There was a fellow collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I tried to find out where the scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up like a ball, hiding her wee self away. I remained somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus, is that correct? 'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. The last was the 5th passenger, my lord. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord! Rather, no. Idea where to start.
Oh my god.
He's just had it. He's fucking done. He's fucking done with this shit.
Hold it!
And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board?
There were not. The captain was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either. No. You were the first passenger, as it were. I see. That's why it took me backside as I did. It's the most comfortable, so it is.
Can you explain what you mean by the back seat?
By all means, 'tis how you already described it earlier. I asked it about the seat opposite to the one which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel the most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well.
He is fucking done with this shit.
Then, Bagar, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fast heart.
Hold it!
A loud thud, you say? And a scream.
That's right. How can I explain it? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise.
So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed?
Well, now you remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me up, I opened my eyes. And there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage, but the fella on the floor.
You didn't see anyone? But at the same moment, you heard the scream.
From the seats above, from the roof deck, I presume. Not above me, my lord. 'Twas inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes. There was a... Oh, yeah.
Hold it!
You sat him up? The victim, you mean?
That I did on the seat across from me, as I said, so I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't believe a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? This commotion courtesy is so...
Tis common courtesy.
So it is.
I find that a little hard to believe.
Lord Von Zeeks, now why would that be?
You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is.
Well, now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money and exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try where at all possible to avoid getting myself in a tangle of trouble.
Are you suggesting that you were going to leave the man there?
Heavens alive, no. I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had in mind to find the whys and wherefores first.
Whys and wherefores?
Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else could get mentally. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your girl self do just the same thing?
How's your voice holding up?
My throat's starting to hurt, yeah.
Make sure to drink more water, okay? Yes. The scream he said he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing.
Then I turned to find out where the scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find?
Oh wait.
Yeah, it was a thing. I was reading him.
Hold it!
Again.
I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim.
So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is.
What do you mean by that?
Well, now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse my vulgar expression, under me backside. Goodness gracious.
Under your backside?
And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Navajo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember?
Yeah, shut up, guys. I want to see this. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that checks out. I actually like having the entire crime scene as one piece of evidence.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
That would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside, which we did.
Several times.
Yeah.
It's a really cool feature, and I actually find it really fun. This is a very fun trial. So, okay. So I would say my favorite trial before this one was, because this is now taking my favorite trial, was part 1 of Mask to Mask. Why did I like it? Well, because part 1 of it was just a grand larceny trial. No one was getting murdered. No one was getting sent to death for murder. No one was murdered. And that's why I liked it, because it was just a larceny case. And that kind of fell through with the second half. I liked that it was a larceny case, instead of an issue with murder.
Because we're always dealing with murder, so it was nice to spice things up.
I know they actually do a civil dispute in one of the later games, but in my opinion, it took them so long to get to it that it's honestly a little disappointing.
Yeah, because it was like, I think it was it was the last game, yeah, it was Spirit of Justice. So it took them the last game. And Spirit of Justice wasn't even, like, it was okay, don't get me wrong, but the 3DS games aren't as good as all the DS ones. And that's when I found her.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself?
Aye, that's right.
Wait. One, you were sleeping there. How would she have gotten in?
She could have been there before he got in. Because this was the last. He got into the last fair of the night.
And how would she get out? Just kill him.
Yeah, that's the problem we're having. It was hard to see her in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball when our eyes met. Well, my heart nearly stopped beating out of my chest. And beating in my chest. Beating me chest, God. I'm trying.
You're really overacting this.
Still at all, I pulled her out from under there. And saw her on the seat opposite so I could have a week shooting with her. Sat her next to the dead guy. And That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. He says that with a smile. He said the 15-year-old next to the dead guy.
I don't see a problem with this. Makes perfect sense. Completely reasonable action. I get.
You set the young girl next to a corpse, sir. Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position cannot all too often find himself in a moral danger. I'm gonna reread that. Oh well. So, I needed to find out just who this searcher was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fellow's voice this time.
Presumably, that was a scream of Mr. First, who sat on the roof above.
Right you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentlewoman with the knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witness did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be you and the victim was in fact a girl in the late Mr. Mason. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat in the back of the carriage out of sight. It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused perhaps with this young girl. After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. Thank you, I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is this girl? Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She is a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds with having people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket.
This doesn't help us.
It doesn't, because our man looks even more suspicious now because he admitted to being across from the dude. This girl here, a petty thief? Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. Ah!
Jesus.
How dare you? What is the meaning of this? Ah! The girl! She's gone!
Open your eyes.
I'm over here. Good gracious, how? I was just trying to work up to her voice because I needed to.
The point in that little sidestep.
I know what you are thinking. Grown-ups all the same. Just dirty little dipper, you say. Slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself back in corner, so she knocked the jet. Go on, that's what you're thin, ain't it?
No, not at all. In the court of law, we hear...
Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need is what I do with these fingers. And she uses like smoke grenade cannon. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
Let me guess, you don't count smoke grenades among weapons for thugs.
Oh, this? Yeah, this was a bag I lifted the other day, down where they keep the four-wheeled drags. You'll never guess who she got it from. No. Ya boy. He's not even in this case.
Oh my... Sholmes, you dead motherfucker. I'm going to hang you, you heady, benign, retarded little shit stain. God, I fucking hate it.
It's nice, ain't it? I like the pink the best.
Congratulations.
Ah, do not wait that thing in my direction again. He's like, I need a drink.
So. I just can already see him just gently swirling that and suddenly smoke grenade to his face and he's just like, this is my life now! I can see it. I can see it. You admit that you are riding the omnibus on the night in question.
It's alright, lass. You can tell him the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. According to the young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the... Excuse me. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question. Alright, if I have to. Alright, should we call it a bite? Session.
Bye.